Brent, thank you for joining us here on WFN News. Now, coming into the 2010 season, you know how important it was to get off to a good start, and that's exactly what you got on Table Rock a few weeks ago. Tell us about that win.
Man, that was an awesome win. You know, start the tour season like that was pretty amazing. You know, you never know when you're going to win, you know, and when it's your time, it's your time. And man, it was so fun doing that out there. The fishing was awesome. I had a great time.
Just 2 weeks into the year, you won on Lake Shasta, an FLW Series Western Division tournament stop. How does it work in the FLW between the series stops and the tour?
You know, they're separate divisions. The neat thing about it is that I can actually qualify for the Forrest Wood Cup through the Western National Guard Series. So, you know, it's a completely different division. I fished nothing but out west for the series. And, you know, I'm hoping to pre-qualify. In fact, right now I'm qualified for the 2010 Forrest Wood Cup through the FLW Series last year. So, you know, it's a neat avenue to not only fish a few more tournaments, but also to, you know, pre-qualify for that Forrest Wood Cup.
How far in advance do you work out your tournament and travel schedule?
You know, I'm kind of a last-minute guy, unfortunately, but I still try and get my, you know, plane tickets as soon as I can. I try and, you know, book a lot of stuff early. I try and, you know, line up my schedule. I get everything in, and I basically just try and get it done, and, you know, as early as I can, try and find a place where I'm going to leave my boat, because I usually fly home after the tour event. So I drive to a tournament and then I fly home. So I try and get all that stuff done as you know, as early as I can.
The life of a pro angler can offer countless hours in a truck heading to the next tournament stop. Tell me about life on the road. How tough is it to be away from friends and family for so long?
You know, it is pretty tough. It's definitely a lot of driving, a lot of time in the truck, really. You know, that Chevy Suburban is like my second home. I'm constantly driving that thing around, and it is tough, but, you know, fortunately, when I get going, I can get going somewhere, get, you know, to the next tour event. And once I'm out here, if I don't have a series event in between, you know, it's not that bad. I'm one day, one plane flight, you know, back home. So that part's not too bad. It's those trips from California to, say, Florida, or California to Louisiana, you know, those are tougher because I have to sit in the truck for 2 or 3 days at a time.
FLW has recently made some changes in the logo rules for anglers. What do you think about some of these new changes, and will it mean more money for the angler?
You know, I hope so. I really like the changes. You know, to have that happen, it's really a step forward for FLW. You know, now it allows us to really get to our sponsors and say, hey, you know, look, we can get on TV and show your logos. You know, before we couldn't do that. And it was hard to go to a company and say, you know, can I work for you guys? You know, can you pay me this much? Oh, by the way, I won't be able to get your logo out anywhere. So that's hard to do. Now, you know, we can actually get our logos on camera, on TV, and really get some good exposure for them. So I see nothing but good things coming out of this.
Okay, what about those relationships with sponsors, and how difficult or competitive is it to get sponsorship dollars?
You know, it's very crucial. I honestly couldn't be out here without the backing that I have. You know, there's no way. It's just too hard, you know, because we're gone so much that without having the sponsorship support, you know, I can't basically afford to do this, you know, because not only am I, you know, out here paying to be here, but then, you know, it means I'm not home working. So, you know, by having the support, I'm actually able to come out here and chase a dream and, you know, really have a lot of fun and, you know, fish the tour.
Brent, we hear a lot about consistency. In golf, it originates with the swing. What do you think makes for great consistency in professional angling?
You know, I think being able to adapt, you know, kind of adapt with the fish, adapt with the conditions, but then also not be a specialist in any one certain kind of technique, you know. Getting out there and really changing up and just, you know, not showing up to a lake and go, well, I like flipping, I'm going to do nothing but flip. You know, getting out and going, okay, this tournament we're going to have to flip, or maybe this tournament I'm going to have to throw a shaky head. You know, or a crankbait. You know, just getting out there and being able to adjust with the conditions and really be, you know, kind of, you know, very versatile, but then also just change with the fish. You know, be willing to throw a crankbait one day and maybe a shaky head the next day. So I think that's the best way to be consistent.
You mentioned the Forrest Wood Cup. This year, the Forrest Wood Cup is on Lake Lanier in Georgia. What do you know about that piece of water?
You know, I've never been to Lanier. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I'm really anxious to get out there. Sounds like it'd be a lot of fun, a lot of, you know, really big spotted bass. You know, July, August can be a tough time for most of the lakes in the south, but, you know, I've heard it's pretty good there, so I'm really excited to get out there and give it a shot.
Brent, thank you so much for joining us here on WFN News, and continued success on the tour.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.